Hi, this is John from Chicago, and welcome to my channel. Today I got really excited, two new tiny whoops to test and to give you information on. I've been waiting for these for quite some time. I've ordered them from 4 different shops, and the first ones that come in came from Good Venture Drones. I got them today, and I also ordered from Race Day Quads. There's a schedule to come in on Tuesday, 3 days from now. Then I ordered them from Banggood. My guess is it's going to be a month off. I was one of the first ones to be on the pre-order list there, and they were supposed to have been shipped already, and they haven't. And then after they get them, it takes another 3 weeks to get to Chicago. And then Maker Fire, they were supposed to get theirs in on December 29th, and they didn't come in. So that again, probably beginning of February when I'll get those. But anyways, I got these in. I'm really excited. What sets these apart, the Moblite 6 and 7, is the weight. They managed to cut more weight off. They did that. The Mobulus 6 weighs 20 grams, and this is supposed to weigh 18.5 grams. The way they saved the 1.5 grams, the biggest spot is in the motors. These are the new style motors. They have the rounded tops, and it's 0.2 of a gram for each motor, or 0.8 of a gram for all 4. So that's a little over half their weight savings. Another location is they didn't put a full-size canopy on here. They just have a TPU strap to hold the motor in place on the front. That saved a little bit of weight. And then the third item where they're saving weight is on the flight control board. Instead of being a full triangle or a diamond, they cut the front part of that off, and they save some weight there. Everything's all on this one board. It's the VTX and the receiver and the ESCs and the flight control board. So it's all on that one board as they're doing everything. So a real simple design or build because there's no additional boards. It's just that one board in there. One thing that I noticed when I took it out of the box, this is missing 2 screws here. So you want to check it out to make sure you got all your screws and they're all tight before you fly. They do give you an extra 2 screws with the extra set of propellers. They also give you 2 batteries and a little charger. I'm going to need to put those extra screws in. So this is flyable. Another thing that I noticed is on this particular one, the props are sitting up above the hoops there. There's another, looks like 1/8 of an inch where these propellers could be pushed down. So they should be pushed down to get them so they're below the edge of this hoop, and plus getting them pushed down, they're sticking up less, so they're less apt to bend or break the shafts. So after that, I'm going to do a thrust test. Then I'm going to do a range test to see how far they go. Speaking of distance, they put a new VTX in this. It has, instead of just 25 milliwatts, it's switchable between 25 and 100 milliwatts. So that should give it a little bit better range. And then I'll do a indoor speed test and then a outdoor speed test around my playground track. And I'll put all this in the spreadsheet and make my recommendations. For the dry weight, the Mob 6 Lite, or Moblite 6, is supposed to weigh 18.5 grams. Okay, that's what she's weighing, 18.5. And then the Moblite 7 is supposed to weigh 19.5 grams, a gram more. That's coming in at 19.9 grams. They also give you 2 extra frames, or an extra frame with each one. The Mob 7 frame weighs 4.6 grams, and the Moblite 6 frame weighs 3.4 grams. Here is a breakdown of weights for the original Mobulus 6, which has a dry weight of 20 grams. The Moblite 6 has a dry weight of 18.5 grams, and the Moblite 7 is 19.9 grams. There's a few spots missing on this, but I hope to get them filled in. Now the thrust test shows the Moblite 6 has a thrust of 110 grams with a power to weight ratio of 4.2. This was a little higher than what I anticipated. It might be because the motors are directly soldered to the flight control board, or the new motors have a little bit more power, or perhaps a better battery. Now the Moblite 7 had a total thrust of 145 grams with a power to weight ratio of 4. Now we're doing a speed test. The indoor lap times were 8 seconds for the Moblite 6, which ties the fastest lap times that I had so far for the indoor track. Does quite well. The Moblite 7 is the one coming up after this, and it also had a fast time of 8.3 seconds. Both of these do extremely well for a tiny whoop. I wanted to do the outdoor speed test, but there's snow, and I'm afraid I'm going to short out the board, so I'm going to do this video in 2 parts. The first part will conclude here with my spreadsheet that I filled in all the data on. It's these 2 models are extremely good, and I think they're in the running for being my best 2 tiny whoops. The value is excellent at $89. It includes 2 batteries, an extra set of props, a nice bag, and a small charger. And the biggest thing that I noticed was the flight times. These were almost twice as long as what I was getting with the previous models. With a 300 milliamp hour battery on the Moblite 6, I was getting up to 5 minutes of flight time on the indoor track. I was only pushing it between 40 and 50% throttle, but still this time was quite good. Then the Moblite 7, I was getting, with the bigger 650 milligram battery, I was getting up to 10 minutes of flight time. For pros, these models are lighter by 1.5 grams than previous models, and they have longer flight times, extremely long. And then this is the good value at $89. It's a great value. For cons, the flight control board does not have a canopy over it that protects it everywhere, so time will tell if it gets damaged or not. Then the other con that I saw was the camera angle is difficult to adjust. You can adjust it with the strap, but it's a lot more difficult than the simple 2 screws that are in the standard canopy. I might try to build this with a standard canopy over it. Oh, and then another thing that I've noticed is on the Moblite 7, the flight control board sits up about a 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch higher than the frame. The frame that they built this on is for the Moblite 7, and it had a double board in it, so the standoff heights were higher. It'd be nice if they could lower the standoff heights so the board would be flush, like it is on the Moblite 6. So those are my comments and review. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel also. And thanks for watching. This is John from Chicago.